Welcome back, fans of the ANIME-Niacs, us. We are here today for our 5th episode of our podcast.
5th episode.
5 episodes strong.
Big 5.
You're
right, Cinco.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Cinco.
Yeah, it is Cinco.
Yeah,
Can you
like
say
Cinco de Mayo. But
Can you say 5 in Japanese?
No.
Alright. That's fine.
We'll get there.
We'll get there eventually. But,
I used to be able to.
Really?
I knew some Japanese for a little period of time.
Do you know one?
No, I forgot a lot of things. I couldn't read the time. I could read the time in Japanese though. Like my whole phone.
You can read the time, but you can't say number 1 or 2?
No, I knew the whole alphabet, and then I could I knew numbers.
We're getting off track already.
Now I already forgot.
We're getting off track.
Okay,
Okay,
we're back.
Today, we're going to be talking about our favorite world building in anime.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome. We have a bunch of TV shows, each of us. Some of them we haven't seen. Some of them we all three have seen. But the only rule is One Piece cannot be involved, because we all know that One Piece has probably the best world building.
Yeah.
So we wanted to kind of
Except for
have to,
Minecraft.
except for Minecraft.
Yeah.
Minecraft's not an anime, though.
Minecraft is everything.
A Minecraft anime series.
Our world is Minecraft. We
Okay.
could just
Okay.
mine.
You know
North
what?
side, mine a tree.
Kids is on something different today.
Yeah,
That's
he ate a
right.
Twix
Mine
bar
is-
and it's been downhill since. So yeah, One Piece cannot be involved, and we're just gonna start with Kenson. I think you're
Yeah,
on a
you're
roll
really
tonight.
talkative right now.
You're on a roll.
Ladies first. I
Okay.
mean, gentlemen first.
Late, okay. ladies
Gentlemen
first.
first.
Gentlemen first.
I'm a lady.
So I can't.
No,
this
no, no.
is so
Okay. Okay. You just go.
Okay, so I'm so sorry. Okay, so my favorite world building right now is Attack on Titan. I think it has some of the best world building. Bring it in, guys. Okay,
Seriously.
Attack on Titan.
Alright.
I think that the world building is almost perfect. I think, or perfect. I don't want to say anything's perfect because there's always something to improve, but this is very close to it.
What do you like about it?
I like the feeling of isolation.
Mm-hmm.
The feeling that humanity is in these walls. And, Aaron even says it. He's like, we're in these walls. We're just cattle. We're just livestock. Like, that's it. There's no getting around it. Us as humanity has become livestock. We're just cattle waiting and just happy and content with being enclosed and not wanting to go out and explore. So whenever the world that you're introduced to isn't even the world, like necessarily the world, and it's like, oh, that's cool, because usually it's a very, there's certain places that are in the story, but for Attack on Titan, it was like, it's legit, like you can't even go past those places. I loved the walls. I liked how there were kind of different levels to it. The really wealthy lived right in the middle because it would take a lot longer for Titans to get in. And then they would have the little areas where Titans would go to, the little bumps on the wall, so that cities would be built inside of those to kind of attract the Titans, not to the main wall. I just loved it. World building's great, and it had this medieval feel. I just dig medieval stuff with anime.
Mm-hmm.
Berserk also does that very well with the world building. So anything really medieval, and it was just awesome. I liked the feel for it, and it introduced really cool themes with cattle and this feeling of deep isolation that these characters had to go through. So I loved it. Attack on Titan for me is one of the best.
I agree with you. Attack on Titan does have a really good world.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, we got introduced to that world towards season 4,
Mm-hmm.
the beginning of that. I think my only problem for the Attack on Titan world building is that I know there's so much of it because we've heard people talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
like in the anime, like in the show, but we don't see the whole world.
Yep.
Which is a little disappointing for me because if you're gonna build a huge world, you'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Right. But I think
It was kind of just
they have
seeing
a-
the cities that were in this big wall.
Right. But Attack on Titan does have a lot to offer for the world. I think
And
it's really cool.
I'm not going to get into spoilers for people that are watching, but in later seasons, it's very much, a lot of stuff changes. So I just liked how they went about it. This feeling of being very enclosed, and even the claustrophobia that the characters experience. Like, one of the first things Aaron says, other than the cattle stuff, is he's just, like him and Armin, we got to go see the ocean.
Right.
Just this feeling of having to go get out of this wall and doing anything to get it, even risking their life and joining the scouts so that they could see it possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I really loved it. Really liked it. And you're rewatching Attack on Titan right now, so like with rewatching it, are you kind of getting that same feeling you like claustrophobia, isolation?
Since the very first episode, actually, like it literally, they're just in a big wall, just there, and then
everyone's so happy. That's what caught me off guard, is that usually with that, you would almost think that people would be angry and sad. But even like in
this is their history. That's what they adapted
that's
to.
Like
they
think
so long
that's
ago.
that's it. Like, and even remember, there's the religious people that believe that the walls all three of them are gods, and they're like being protected by these three gods. And it was just I could talk about it all day. I just loved it a lot.
I feel like it's like that too at the same time, because like they don't know what it's like out there.
Yeah.
Like
they were coming up with stuff to try to. Whenever you're in the situation where you don't know what's going on, you're going to try to figure it out. And the way that they did it was some people were content with it, some people weren't, which I feel like the people that weren't content with it is why the Survey Corps and the Scout Legion was even like created. Mm-hmm. And just, I don't know, it was really cool to see these different characters, people being happy about it, people I am not happy about it, and seeing them clash. You know, whenever the scouts come back into the city, you've already seen, the episode, and Aaron and everyone's like, oh my gosh, they're back. And then there's the other man that's like, they're just a waste of taxpayer dollars. You can tell the guy obviously is fine with being inside the walls. Mm-hmm. And then there's Aaron, who sees the people that have experienced the outside world, doesn't care that they're injured, hurt, but he's like, they're so cool. So that was really cool.
Yeah. Right on.
So what do you think? What's your favorite world building for yourself?
I'm gonna probably have to say Hunter x Hunter.
Ooh,
good answer.
That's a
really
okay.
I didn't even think about that.
I still need to watch that one too. There's a lot.
For a second, I was like, oh, Death Note. Then I was like, actually, I don't know.
Hunter x Hunter's got
really
a huge world.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's like
if you look at their map,
it's
like a map like from the manga or anything, it's not like the biggest thing, like not One Piece scale, but like there's just so much to it. Mm-hmm. It's really cool.
Like I remember they played the game from Gon's dad.
Yeah, they like a game. They had a world within a game within the world.
Yeah,
which was crazy.
I know, right?
They went inside of a game, and that game was its own world entirely.
A huge world.
Now I gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's
but now I'm like so deep into One Piece now.
Dude, I mean, it's like 100 and
it's a while in, but not way too much. Yeah.
I mean, compared to 180, isn't that bad?
It's 6 seasons.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'll get to it.
Yeah.
I'll have Hunter x Hunter and One Piece because I'll figure it out. I have like this whole mapped out thing. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read Naruto right now. I'm gonna watch One Piece, and then I'll have Hunter. Okay, we'll get to it.
No, it's a good show because it's like its own like whole different thing. Like kind of. Cause so there are these like they're hunters and they're like the more like elite people. Okay. The ones who like protect. Like they'll get paid to like go out, do missions, like stuff like that.
So is it kind of like with Naruto, where the beginning of it is that they're ninjas and they have to do these like B rank missions, C rank missions?
Kinda.
Is it kind of like it's kind of like you have to go on a mission?
There's less like I think there's less of a ranking, more of just
it's
like
more like
you're
here's
stronger.
your
You're either stronger or you're.
I got
they don't rank them. Yeah,
they don't really rank them.
That's
very
cool.
much.
Like people know who's stronger.
All right.
They don't have like special.
They do have like a council of people.
Is there a fairly clear like
something.
is it against an evil organization or an evil person or evil people? Like, is it multiple
There
guys?
are. There is the Phantom Troop.
Yeah.
Like that's its organization.
But that
not
organization
like,
has
not
people.
specifically focused so much on it.
I think the hunters like they focus more on just the overall thing.
Gotcha.
Like during a certain arc, you know.
Yeah, I know.
All of them were focusing on one problem.
Okay.
But typically it's just distributed.
That's
There's no
really
like
cool.
one single villain for the most part.
Is there different like I don't know how to say it. with Hunter x Hunter, is it where there's the world and you travel to different areas like constantly, or is it kind of like it's in its own? There's a big world, but the story's in this condensed area, or is it just like there's this mission way over here, and then there's a mission way over there, or is it kind of like in its own area?
Like the main characters, they're not always just like going on missions and all that.
Okay.
For like the Hunter organization. They're kind of like just doing their own thing.
Okay.
And like they'll travel. There's a lot of traveling in it, definitely, but there's not really traveling specifically for a mission.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like there are airplanes in that universe. Like they can fly.
Gotcha.
Places.
So it's not like some big long okay.
Foot
Perfect.
journey, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this.
They go to like
I'm sold.
I think they go to like certain points. They don't spend like too long there for the most time. I know in the manga, they go to the Dark Continent, which you don't really see in the anime, which is like this continent, just like kind of uncharted territory. But
That's
you know,
cool.
I don't know we're ever gonna see that because I think there's a whole thing with the Hunter x Hunter like author, because like for a certain amount of time he was like really sick, so he stopped making it.
Okay.
And recently picked it back up on it, but apparently it's going super slow. So I don't know what the status on that is.
Yeah, if you know anything about the status, you know what to do.
But yeah.
Let us know.
So Hunter x Hunter. Okay, so we have Attack on Titan, Hunter x Hunter,
Amazing show.
All right.
for Mr. Diego.
The
big reveal.
I got two worlds I
Okay.
can talk about. I'll spend a little bit more time on one than the other, but I think my first pick has got to be Jobless Reincarnation. You might have heard me talk about it before, but it's this isekai anime. Basically, this guy dies, goes into this magical world. This world is like, the best way to describe it is it's built like a D&D campaign.
Oh my gosh.
Like it's this fantasy
That's kinda
world.
cool.
It's fantasy world that people, have magic and swords and magic. Those are the main like means of fighting in that world.
Okay.
And you see the character travel through so many different places. They have multiple languages that they created just to speak within the anime. There's like a language for beast people, a language for I don't remember what they were called, but they're like the demon people.
Okay.
They just have different languages and they speak it,
That's
which is
so
really
cool.
cool.
So some of it's not in Japanese, or is it in Japanese just like?
Some of it's just it's just
own
the
language.
language. It's just the language, the new language.
Bro, that's so
that's
cool.
cool.
It is sick.
Yeah.
It is sick. And I haven't seen a map for it, but I can imagine it's insane. And it's one of those worlds where things are always happening while the plot's moving forward. So you focus on the main character, of course, but things are going on behind the scenes.
Okay.
Which is what I love about world building. It's what I love about One Piece.
Yeah.
It's like the world's always twisting
Exactly.
around. Things are always happening.
I mean, even not to go deep into One Piece, but with where I am right now, having to continue world building is introducing the compass that you have to log in the hours to continue to the next island, and it's no joke. Like I call it the like Mario style with like the video game where you jump to like one island to the next. So I love that about that, and to me that kind of seems like with the D&D campaign, kind of going around and going to your own area, but also having knowing that that's not all that's going on. It's really cool. I like that.
And I think my last note for that. Sorry, just like choked on my Pepsi.
Pepsi's strong. It can get you.
It is.
It
I
can
got like
really get
lemons
you.
in my mouth.
That like
bubbly.
fizz. Yeah.
I was like, ugh. But the guy. So it's an isekai. So the guy died. The main character dies and gets reborn. He's like the video game guy. So he like treats it like kind of a D&D campaign or like a video game.
Because
Because that's
he's
his
like, oh, this is
experience
cool.
with it.
So he's gonna treat it like
And
that's awesome.
And I think that's what makes him like adapt to the world so quickly and learn so much about it. But and then another anime I want to talk about would be Cowboy Bebop.
I really want to see that one. Really do.
We're talking about world building, but they built a solar system. They built a galaxy.
Oh yeah, isn't it like Space Cowboys?
It's Space Cowboys. So yeah, it's about space bounty hunters. To put it like
that sounds cool already.
Basically.
Dude, I'm already sold.
That sounds cool.
Space bounty hunters.
I'm sold.
But yeah, it's basically our solar system. So there's Mars, Earth, other places, and then they have like stations around the galaxy, you know, like on asteroids or whatever.
Really cool.
But yeah, they I think they did a cool job, kind of depicting a futuristic kind of point of view.
Like it's space. Like that's awesome.
It is space, and it's funny because it's like it's a 90s anime. I think it's a 90s anime.
Yeah, it's
so you watch, and of course, you know, they're in spaceships. There's like teleporting and stuff, but or like fast travel in space, but it still feels like, you know, the 90s.
Yeah,
which is really cool because it's a cool vibe. It's a really 90s, good vibe for the anime.
Oh,
that's good.
Like for anime, 90s anime, amazing.
Oh
vibe.
yeah.
But yeah, they have whole like crime syndicates built up, and the stories.
This is like the Mandalorian if it was an anime.
The stories and history.
I didn't think of that.
That's pretty scalable.
The stories and history behind the main cast is just really in depth and really awesome. They're discovered throughout the series.
Did you see the live action show?
I did not.
Okay,
I don't know if I plan to.
I haven't, obviously. It doesn't seem like anyone would recommend it because it got canceled.
Yeah. I mean, I might dabble into it eventually, but
just to see how it goes.
Just see how it is, because maybe it's not that bad, but
I mean, if it got canceled, it could be.
Everybody.
I think I got canceled because there's a lot of people. Like, I haven't seen it yet, so I could be completely wrong. If you've seen Cowboy Bebop and you've also seen the live action one, tell us why like you liked it or hated it. From what I've heard, it's that it was very modernized and kind of stripped of all the feel and like aesthetic that it had. Right. I know that Netflix also did that with the Resident Evil show. The video games. Like my brother's played a lot of them and he loves them. But then the show has like Doja Cat and like stuff like that, or Dua Lipa or something like that, and it's like, there's like these games are not funny or anything, and then it's like, oh, if you don't want, like it's like weird. So I know that show also got canceled for season 2 got canceled. So there's Netflix live action remakes with video games.
Yeah, the live action
it's not doing great.
Anime stuff is. It's been difficult, I think.
Wonder how they do it with One Piece too.
I have a good feeling about One Piece.
I feel like that they know they have to do it well because it's such a perfect show.
And I know the cast and like the directors, they love One Piece, so that's already a good thing.
That's really good, actually.
The fact that they care about the series is good, not just like doing it for the big bucks, you know.
Because that like
to do it justice.
To kind of go off that point, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and I know this isn't anime, but I'm gonna bring it back. Just give me a second.
You know,
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Clone Wars happened or something.
Exactly. Obi-Wan Kenobi. The writers and directors for the show didn't know anything about Star Wars.
I heard about that.
You can ask some of the actors had never seen Star Wars, and which is really alarming because they did stuff that will mess up moments that happen in the future. So you see a moment in A New Hope, you're like, oh, that's awesome. And then they try to explain it or why it happened with something to do with the past, and it gets messed up. So there was a lot of people that didn't know anything about Star Wars going around and just trying to like ask people, like, oh, what's this? And then like hearing a director state, oh yeah, like one of the main characters was in another show named Star Wars Rebels. And when the director didn't know that what happened to this character in the animated show. So he was like, oh, I'm going to have this character do blah, blah, blah. And we all know that he can't do that because blah, blah, blah happens in the show. So just having a director that doesn't know anything about what they're talking about is incredibly exhausting and just weird to think about. So, but with One Piece, having a director that, okay, they're a fan of it. I think fans of shows that just love it and really, they want to take care of it. It's like their baby.
Yeah.
Like, come on, take care of it. Do what you got to do. I'm really excited for the live action one. I've heard of One Piece. I'm really excited about it. I'm kind of skeptical a little bit just because I don't want it to be messed up. But yeah.
But you know, I think it's cool that they're trying.
And I mean the sets are
the sets look good. Like it looks promising.
Great.
I'd like to see a live action Naruto. That would be really.
Did you guys see? So you know the recent like reanimation of the Naruto versus Sasuke
looked
fight?
Incredible.
It looked really good. on Twitter, Mr. Beast
Please tell me.
commented on that and said he was like, how much would it cost to remake the entire series with this animation? And this one person like gave their estimation. They were like, maybe like $150K an episode, so like racking up to like 9 million. And Mr. Beast just like responded to that like, deal. So like,
please, I pray
that would be the
to the Lord above.
thing. That would be the funniest
so
thing.
nice.
Please, because that animation was crazy.
I haven't seen it.
You gotta see it. It's incredible. It looks really
we'll
good.
React to it.
Yeah. That'd be really good. Get ready for that video.
I've only seen like snippets of it, but like it looks really good.
So, one more world building for me. One Punch Man.
Okay.
I like it. Now, I know there's going to be some people like, what? It's just like a city. The reason I like it is because of how the characters react to this world, which makes the world so cool. It is like The Boys, with having superheroes being celebrities, also having ranked superheroes, so having S tier, F tier, like different tiers of superhero ratings, really cool. But the moments that are my favorite is the world building whenever it's really small places, like Saitama's room.
Okay.
He has manga, and he has plants, and he has a bed, and he has all kinds of stuff. He eats ramen. There's this feeling of it humanizes him. And it uses the world to, without saying anything, explain how this character acts. They rarely do a lot of explaining of, like, there's one episode where they do a good amount of explaining about Saitama and his past. Other than that, when you're in his house, they're not like, oh, look, here's this and here's this, here's this. It's like you just see it in the background.
Right.
Oh, look, there's his manga shelf. That's awesome. Let me see if he what he reads. Or, oh, look, there's this plant that he waters every morning. Or there's his bed. Like, it's just simple stuff in the world building. I just like that. Sometimes world building is the big grand world, and I love that. Right. But sometimes it's cool to see attention to detail and explaining a character's motives and just their personality through background. Love that stuff. So One Punch Man, I think, is, I wouldn't say underrated world building. I just think it's great world building for what they're trying to do.
Right. I think that's stuff like that is what makes like a really good story, where you can just kind of like, put your own pieces together to create your own perspective on what the world or characters are like. I don't know. It's just like like directors or authors like put a lot of thought into it.
Oh yeah. So even I know I haven't seen all of it, but seeing some of Jujutsu Kaisen, there's a lot of that in it. Okay. The background is very. You get to know the character through what they do, but also through what is around them, what they read. A lot of the time, the main character, even their style. I mean, the entire credits for Jujutsu Kaisen is them like doing like a fashion show type thing. Mm-hmm. Like it's all like some of the I love those credits, but it explains the character to what they wear, and I think that's really cool. Just using I don't even know if you can call it world building. It's just using stuff from the world to explain and describe the character. I really like that stuff. I dig it. So like, detailed stuff like that.
I remember when he was training, they had when they had all the movies and all that stuff.
Yes, it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's just I don't know that stuff to me is so cool. Like I said, just describing a character without saying it. And sometimes I think too many directors feel like they need to explain everything to us.
No, leaving things up to perspective of the audience is one of the coolest things.
Exactly. It's just I think One Punch Man does that really well with the world building, the condensed areas, but also the larger scale of the warning systems and how there's different threat levels and half the city's constantly trying to rebuild and just everything's. It's cool. It's really big, really small. I love it.
Yeah, because I know what you're talking about. I remember in like Jujutsu Kaisen, I believe, how they had like the different ranks, just like they do.
I've seen that a lot of these shows that deal with like ninja deal with a rank system. That there's like really high grade, which are usually like the senseis, like Kakashi, But then there's the low grade, and seeing those levels bounce in between. Oh, I'm going up. Oh, I'm going down. Like it's cool. I like it.
And have you noticed how like in a bunch of like shows, it's always the person with the white hair, like the coolest,
dude.
And,
Kakashi and Gojo,
like
the same guy.
Exactly. And I mean, now Kakashi has one eye covered, and then Gojo has both eyes
Yeah.
covered. So I dig those characters. They're so, like Gojo's my favorite.
And each time when they take off like their mask or show their
It's
other
some-
eye,
it's
they get
some-
stronger.
Yeah,
Some
it's
big
like-
wait, what? He's like, I'm
Instant
trying to
power
hide
up.
my power from you. But yeah, so those are our worlds, like what we love. And
Yeah.
if you guys have any worlds or world building that you think is great that we didn't say, you know what to do. Come on, leave it in the comments. Like always, you know what to do. And yeah, we had really fun with this episode. Started out kind of shaky, you know, with all the laughing and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But we got to it. Get ready for some more reaction videos. We're still getting stuff prepared, areas to film. We're currently still doing this at our school, so give us some.
not for long.
Not for long. We'll have a studio someday.
Hopefully.
But yeah, we'll get to it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the support. I know some of our videos have been doing great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Get ready for reaction videos. We have some big stuff coming. So yeah, you guys go watch some anime. Enjoy your day, evening, wherever time zone you are. And as always, peace out, my friends.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.